part 1 of this tutorial series on Spring, MVC, and Spring Framework. So we're going to create a RESTful web service using the steps in this guide on the Spring IO website, and we're going to use the build with IDE steps. So the first thing you can do is once you have your Spring STS plugin installed on Eclipse, you can go to File, New Project, and click on Spring Starter Project. Click Next. You can use part 1 as the project name and use the defaults in all the others. You can expand Web and select Web as your starter project and click Finish. So this should generate the stub for your project, which includes the application class containing the entry point for the application. So if you expand source main Java, you should be able to see the entry point with the main method in part 1 application. Now if we go back to the tutorial, the next step is to create a plain old Java class called greeting. So let's create that under our COM example package. Say new class, greeting, click Finish, and paste the contents from the site and clean it up so that it compiles. Then we need a class called the greeting controller, which is the controller for the application. So say new class, create greeting controller, paste the contents, and clean up the code. Now notice in the greeting controller that the request mapping annotation maps the /greeting path to our greeting method, which returns a greeting, and the contents of the greeting are hello with the name value, and the name value in this case is the default value. So let's run this. So right click on the project, say run as Spring Boot app. So that should compile, and it's internally using Maven to build. So let's see what we get. So Spring has started running, and we got a Spring part 1 application running on Tomcat port 8080. So if we open our browser and refresh 8080 port, now it should say hello world under the /greeting path. Now we haven't got a request mapping for the slash, so there's nothing on the root of that server. Anyway, so that concludes part 1, and in the next part we're going to build on this. But for now, thanks for watching. We have our RESTful API running. See you in the next part.